That was my next question for you. Because a lot of companies do, they put huge stock in it. They'll reject people offhand because they don't have the right degree.
Yeah.
And I think some people like yourself are very entrepreneurial from a young age, and maybe college will dampen that sometimes. I mean, you
Yeah.
you may not be where you are now had you stayed in that college course.
Yeah.
And people with your kind of drive and ambition will learn those lessons from life rather than a 4-year college degree. Um, I know you said before in terms of hiring people into Nostra, that you don't hire based on them being brilliant technical people. You hire them based on being brilliant people,
Mm.
which is what you've just said. So, tell us a little bit about that, Kevin. What is the company made up of? Are they 130 Kevin O'Loughlin's, or are they?
Yeah. So they're definitely not, no, and I don't think that would work
Hmm.
at all. In fact, I think one more of me would probably be a tipping point for the business. So yeah, no, like ultimately it comes down to um and talk about cultural fit. So for me, I want somebody I can have a chat with and I can talk to, and people who have empathy,
Hmm.
people who care about their colleagues, and people who actually want to enjoy what they do, right?
Yeah.
And like if I was running a doctor's surgery, I would obviously need to be looking at what somebody's qualifications were.
Hmm.
Um, in what we do, there are certain roles that require specific qualifications. Um, but but a lot of the qualifications we do, we can get internally, not by a college course, but by specific courses with vendors like Microsoft and Hewlett Packard and Sonic Wall and whoever else we partner with. Um, so you almost a pint test. Would I like to go for a pint with this person? And the business is made up of very different people.
Yeah.
There's no two people the same. I have 3 kids, and the three of them are completely different to each other, and all fabulous in their own ways.
Yeah.
Um, you know, uh, uh, but but for me, you have to have the social side, and and I'm always thinking about, if somebody has a problem with their server or their network or their PC, they want to be dealing with somebody who is able to understand that this is painful for them, and I'm going to try and sort it out for you as quickly as possible. And if you talk about the stereotypical kind of IT person, where I can give you 2 examples, and I often talk to customers about it. You're not able to log into your PC, right? And you ring the IT guy, and you have 2 scenarios. One person will come over I would say, listen, Gareth, what's going on? Not able to log in. Okay, let me have a look. And they'll see caps lock is turned on your keyboard, and they'll say, look, Gareth, caps lock is actually turned on.
Mm.
So just keep an eye on your screen. It'll pop up here if it happens again. And that's actually all that's wrong. Just log in to make sure everything's good with you. Perfect. And they walk away, and you're very happy, right? And the other alternative is somebody will come over, look at it, grunt, and go, and then hit the caps lock, not say anything to you, and walk off, right?
Yeah.
Probably do it in half the time, out the door, and that's the difference, right? And the more technical person might be the person who's getting annoyed at you for having it. For me, I want Nostra to be around in 25 years. I want to be still in the business in 25 years, and I want the company full of people that I want to sit down in the canteen with and actually have lunch. And I was in there today, and there's not many in the office at the moment, unfortunately, but there's probably 6 people in our canteen, and we've everyone one per table and all the rest of it. And we actually had a great bit of banter as everyone was having lunch. And like our canteen probably take 30 people in an all day, or
Yeah.
40 people, but it was still great to just get in, and there was a couple of people I'd never even sat down and met before, because we rotate who comes in and out, and we have a lot of new people. But for me, that's what it's all about, and I want to
Mm.
be in the business in the long term, and therefore I need people that I'm going to enjoy spending time with. And the degree, we can teach the education piece. If somebody has the attitude that I want to work here for the long term, they'll study, and they'll pick up the skills.
Yeah.
But you can't train somebody to be friendly.
You can't, and it's obviously working for you. I mean, you've very low staff attrition.
Yeah.
I know anyone watching this, when they see your 120 jobs advertised, they're going to be really enthused by the culture. I think culture eats everything else right now for people. I think that's one thing that the pandemic's probably changed massively. Whereas, money would have been a big driver. I think that's probably taken a back seat now at the moment in terms of how companies treat people, how they treat their customers, how they treated their staff during the pandemic. I think all these things will come to the fore now as companies like Nostra look to hire people moving forward.